Good evening and welcome to Channel 4 NBC News. My name is Elizabeth Bamford and today is December 31st, 1959. Today we have a special news segment, folks, looking back on the 50s. Today we will be talking about all the different highlights in the 1950s. First off, we will be leading you through a timeline of this decade, filling you in on all the things that happened. A few of these events will be reenacted to give you a better understanding of these remarkable gateways in history. In 1950, the first organ transplant was performed. Also, the first credit card was invented. A major event was the start of the Korean War. The Korean War was part of the Cold War to put an end to communism in Southeast Asia. Communist North Korea invaded the Democratic Republic of South Korea. The U.S. became involved because of a promise made to the president of South Korea to protect it. North Korea was supported by the Soviet Union government, and their military was supported by Communist China. After the fighting over the 38th parallel, Dwight D. Eisenhower created a campaign to end the conflict. The UN accepted India's proposal for a Korean armistice that was established on July 27, 1953. 34,000 Americans were killed in battle, 900,000 Chinese also killed, 150 casualties, 2 million Koreans killed altogether. It's just devastating. Back to 1952, a polio vaccine was introduced for thousands of patients. Also, Princess Elizabeth became queen at only age 25. Moving on to 1953, DNA was finally discovered and Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed for espionage. In 1954, the first atomic submarine was launched and segregation was ruled illegal in the U.S. Lastly, reports were made how cigarettes can cause cancer. In 1955, Walt Disney opened an amusement park based on his cartoons. This park was known as Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Next was the Warsaw Pact, officially named the Warsaw Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation, and Mutual Assistance. The Warsaw Pact was an organization of communist states in Central and Eastern Europe. It was established on May 14, 1955 in Warsaw, Poland. This treaty was in response to the NATO treaty. On a sad note, the beloved James Dean died at age 23. Next that year, there came a milestone in history when Rosa Parks, a black woman, refused to give up her seat to a white man on the Montgomery bus. Here's a reenactment of what happened. Excuse me, ma'am. You're supposed to be sitting in the back. I'm not moving. Go get the bus driver and make him stop this bus and make you get up and go in the back. If you don't go right now. Sorry, I'm not moving. Well, do what you need to do. It's to take you to jail. Why? You're not allowed to sit in the front. Now get on in the back now. This led to the Montgomery bus boycott. In 1956, the TV remote control was invented. Also that year, minimum wage went up from 75 cents to $1. Fun fact, in this year of 1956, Velcro was invented. Check it out, folks. Velcro! It's the cat's meow! Next, in 1957, Dr. Seuss published Cat in the Hat, a very popular book read by all ages. After that, the Soviet Union launches their first satellite named Sputnik, which created the space age. In 1958, hula hoops were invented and became very popular. Legos were also the new craze. Here's two little girls that get to experience it.
Girls, how are you enjoying your new Lego set?
We love them, Mom! You're doing it wrong!
Now, girls.
Sorry, Mom.
You dumb kids.
Also in 1958, NASA was finally established to explore the universe. And finally, just this year, 1959, Castro became dictator of Cuba, and on January 3rd, Alaska becomes the 49th state. The hip new doll named Barbie was introduced on March 9th. To end the timeline, Hawaii becomes the 50th state on August 21st. A terrible disease that is killing half of the dying population in America. Heart disease has changed lives all over. Here's a family whose lives it changed. Mrs. Robinson, how does it feel having your daughter dying of heart disease?
It hurts. It kills me inside. If I could trade places with her, I would. We're just praying that she'll be okay when she comes out of her surgery.
And how about you, Mr. Robinson?
I feel horrible. She's my only baby and I don't want anything to happen to her.
I understand.
I feel so horrible for all the other families going through this right now.
I understand. And how about you, Sally? How's your surgery going to be going tomorrow?
I'm scared, Mommy.
Baby, I love you.
Me
It's
too.
okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Next will be economics with Audrey.
Good evening, my name is Audrey Rosenberg, and today I will be talking about the average family's income. Presently, in 1959, a poll was taken about the average family's income throughout a year. An urban family's average income is $4,892 a year. An average state family's income is about $4,246 a year. Now I will talk about the price of some grocery items. Milk averaged about 82 cents, gas averaged about 20 cents a gallon, bread averaged about 14 cents. Last is the price of cars. A Cadillac Eldorado went for about $4,196. A Dodge Lancer was about $2,807. Lastly, a Plymouth Belvedere costs about $1,618. There's economics for you folks. Back to you, Liz.
And here's Katie with the social aspects of the 50s.
Hi, my name is Katie Fleck and I will be discussing some social events. For music, Elvis was the new rage. He was the king of rock and roll and totally rocked the stage. Alan Freed was given credit for using rock and roll first. For movies, Disney's Lady and the Tramp was made and became very popular. Rebel Without a Cause was made in 1959, and The Diary of Anne Frank was produced in this year as well. It was about a young Jewish girl who was murdered in the Holocaust. Lastly, post-Holocaust and World War II, survivors of the fighting war began moving to the suburbs by the thousands. Thus led to what is known as the baby boomers era. There was a massive reproduction because survivors only had their families to count on for support in this hard time. That's social feedback for you folks. Back to you, Liz.
That's all we have tonight, folks. Thanks for joining us at Channel 4 NBC News, and have a great New Year.